Hello, people of the planet. Welcome back to my channel. This is Port Charles Public Radio, brought to you by Aurora Media. I am your host. My name is Abby. Can we talk about Wednesday? I'm coming down. I wasn't upset for very long because it's going to hit me tomorrow. But, this is how they're walking Lulu off. I called my mom, and I talked to her about it today, and I said, they can't kill a legacy character like Lulu. They're not gonna do it. No. I was shocked that they did to Morgan, but we never found a body, even though I still remember Dante saying something about an ear and an arm or a knee or something like that next to each other. The knee, like the right knee or something. So they did that, but they gave them another kid. It looks like took them a while to replace that mistake, but they're not going to get rid of Lulu, just because they had issues with one actress. No, not ready to do it. So I predicted that she was going to go into a coma. That was what they were going to do here. There was no way they can kill her. We can't. No, I'm still mourning her. In a different way, because this is the loss of the Ice Princess, in my opinion. I'm just because I really took losing Julie Marie Berman pretty hard when they transitioned to the Ice Princess. We didn't get time to really grieve the OG Lulu, because she wasn't dying. We just lost the actor. So, and it's the same thing with Nina. They just made us, here, take the new one and live with it. And the same thing with Lulu is happened. I think with Nina, was that you just kind of got thrown in and live with it. But with Lulu, we didn't have her live in the Lulu character. She came on as a different one because she wasn't who we were used to. She was a blank slate. She had a crush on Milo, was staying with him, and I think just grew into who she was. And I never really liked whatever they did with her, this amalgamation of Luke and Laura. In this particular Lulu, I didn't see it. I didn't understand why she was this way. I figured she'd be more adventurous. But they had to write her a certain way. I'm not a real critic. I'm just somebody who's watched it for a long time, and Lulu is literally my character. But I'm sad to see the Ice Princess go, because I know that M. Ryland and Kirsten Storms are BFFs, and losing her is gonna be hard on Maxie. And then because when we lost Nathan, dude, I was broke. I was devastated. I was watching it, and I remember my roommate at the time was not the one who started watching General Hospital with me. It was a different one, but knew how much I loved the show. And respected the art. Poor thing, I was like, no, they're not gonna kill Nathan. They wouldn't kill Nathan when they shot him, and then he died, at the end of the episode, and I was like, what did I just watch? Like, it was so hard to, and like his funeral, all of it, it was so traumatic and emotional to like go through, and like we're not gonna have that with Lulu. I mean, we are gonna like grieve her because like Jeannie Francis is the greatest gift to this show, like the greatest gift to General Hospital. So, she's gonna like kill it, obviously. Um, and this is gonna make shit really weird, dude, because Ava's like all sorts of indicated. Sorry, there's like eyelashes or hair or something that's like on my face or something. I don't know. Maybe it's an eyelash. I have a lot of hair. But this is gonna be weird. Ava's all sorts of indicated, and I'm remembering when Ava, had that moment on the bridge with Laura, understanding that like Ryan killed Kiki because of her, mourning a child all over again. And Laura was there for her. Like, she's been there before. Like, they've tried to they kidnapped one of them, Lucky, and he was presumed dead. My brother pointed that out, which I looked that up. I thought it was just like he was kidnapped, but like, I mean, he was presumed dead. There was no body, so I feel like anytime there's no body, it's not real death, yo. And like when Nicholas got shot, we all knew he wasn't dead, but I'm not. This is gonna take me a minute, so I think that was my rant about Lulu. That lasted 7 minutes. That's how much I'm upset about it. If we can move on to like everybody else in the hospital, we saw Kevin for a minute. They said her pupil ruptured. I was like, oh god, that's bad. That is a lot. That's hard to process that they would do that to my Lulu, and to see like the aftermath of it. We saw Kevin there with Laura, and Scotty was there with Liz, and it made me think like, has Liz been checked out yet? She's still in her burnt up outfit attire, and like Franco's been in and out of surgery. Has Liz seen a fucking doctor? Lulu's head was swelling because I guess they said a cranial contusion. Does that mean like a concussion? But instead of it just being like a bruise, like a contusion's like like an actual crack, and they were saying like the swelling was so bad that it just had, fluid to, save itself, but the fluid couldn't go anywhere or something. It was horrible. So her brain, they had to have a surgery to separate her brain from the skull because it was so close. And Laura was like, oh god, my child. Because like thinking about that, like how does someone, that's a lot to live out of, to come back from. I think of the Mother of Dragons. She lived through a double brain aneurysm, so people can come back from things, but my heart for my character is not to the best right now, and I'm worried about everybody else. Scotty being there for Laura right now, and then this man is fucking with a 40-year-old secret of hers that's coming out, but she's dealing with like essentially grieving Lulu's life. Who's gonna be with Rock? Like, I guess Rocco's gonna be with Dante, but like Dante's not. He's gonna be with Laura, right? I don't. There's a child involved, even though they're all in the attic somewhere, and Charlotte, like, someone's got to tell Valentine. I don't think Valentine knows that Lulu was there. He's gonna be sad because his daughter is gonna be devastated. And even though she has Nina, like her mom, I gotta stop talking about Lulu. I get so worked up thinking about the loss of Lulu, dude. Nicholas is gonna kill Julian himself if he finds out. This is a bad. Ava's fucked up. Ava should not have brought that motherfucker home. Like, I want to say I can't believe she did, but I can. Because Ava has been known time and time and time again to put herself on the line for Julian. She put herself back in Ryan's clutches. Like, she put herself back in Target with him, I think. Or had to deal with him or something. Basically, if it came to that, Ava was willing to do anything. And I'm not happy with her right now because she was doing so good. And this fucking guy, like, came in, and now this is putting a wrench between her and Nicholas because, like, yeah, she knows about a bomb that her brother planted that almost killed and has now comatose her husband's sister. This bitch incriminated herself by bringing him back home and is now going to help him run. Nicholas has helped him several times. And she should just shoot him herself. And she's not, because she's not a monster. And I hope on that point that Franco doesn't wake up a monster, and I think he's going to. They were able to take some of the tumor off, to like take some of the pressure off is what they said. Like they were able to remove some of the tumor to alleviate pressure, and that doesn't, I think, make it any better for him, because that might have been the case before, was that he had this like tumor that was just slowly doing its thing and making him crazy and killing people and strapping people to bombs. And he hasn't told, like, Franco never told anybody about that flashback we saw, that he made that portrait of Ava. He ruined it with an old painting. Like, nobody's talked about that he did that. He just had a flashback about it. I don't know, maybe twice or once. But I wonder if that's where we're going with this. Is he gonna have a... That'd be horrible. I don't want to see it. I really don't. So Lucas was there. Portia was there. Trina and Jocelyn were devastated with Cam. I understand what they're going through. When I was in school, when I was their age, I saw friends pass away from accidents, and it's hard to grieve something like that. And to keep grieving more people, more children on top of more children, and then somebody like a relative at the same time, it's a lot. So those kids, like, their like initial reaction to like be together was good, and it looked like Cam was going down that path of, why me? Why is it so random that I lived and Dev didn't? And Jocelyn and Trina telling them that, like, we would have been a wreck if it was you. It's bad enough with Dev, even though that was horrible that she said that, because like his life is not any more significant. But I think that's what Cam was figuring out in that crazy, like, why me freaked out shock scenario. Why am I still alive? That was so random. Scariness. I'm glad that Trina shook that and got really deep. This bitch is the voice of reason, and I love Trina, dude. I'm always rooting for Trina. She said, "No, that's wrong. What you need to be saying right to yourself right now is, I lived. So what do I do next? What do I do now? What do I do with that?" That's what she said. Um, so I lived. So what do I do with that? Like, what do you do with that? Be more grateful, love people for who they are in your life, I think is what one of them said. Be more grateful and be more brave. Like, ugh, it's so sad. Um, I think that's all I want to talk about as far as like hospital people. Um, and Julian's a dumbass. Molly and Sam were talking a while. There were 19 people if you don't include the two goons. I'm not including the two goons. So Molly said to Sam something about how she just wants to like shake her mom and say like, don't you love me enough for you to not do this to yourself, to not do this. And I think like what she was saying there is also something that could be said to Jason about him and Sam's relationship. And again, like Jason didn't call Sam. It was just go get her, and then I'll explain everything when you get here. You're gonna get briefed when you get here, and she doesn't like that because like even Carly knew it was a bomb. She was asking Sam if she was okay, and then she was like, so they planted a bomb," and she was like, "What?" Like not even so. Like Carly knew. Sonny briefed her on that. He called her, and her initial reaction, Sam, was, "Well, maybe this is the signal to go to Puerto Rico." She wanted to fly. She wanted to flight, fight or flight. She wanted to flight. She has kids to think about. She's not really in this. She hasn't been in this mob shit in a while. Since Jason's been in her life again, this craziness hasn't happened in 5 years since he got shot. At least, like how that was at least over 5 years ago. 7 years? How long ago was that? He was gone for 5 years, but before that, there wasn't too much mob shit, I think, before Faison shot him, but with poor what's his fuck's face on it. Ugh, I love that guy. Anna's dude. He was the love of her life. Can't remember, but he took his face. Ugh, that was so sad. It'll come to me later. Duke. Yeah, that was his name. Ugh. So yeah, Sam wants to break up. I can see it happening. She's not happy. They are not on the same page. They are not talking about things, and she wants them to communicate more. And she's already expressed that to him in the past. I don't know if things are gonna work out. So I'm clearly really tired because my eyes are rolling. I can feel it because it's been a day, and sorry about that. I don't have any predictions off the top of my head right now, other than we'll see Lulu again, alive and well, I guess, with a new one, and we're gonna have to watch her Instagram to see what happened to her. Maybe she'll talk, but until then, we've got comatose Lulu. I'll probably be more sad tomorrow. I'm sure as this goes on, but I am exhausted. I need to go to bed. So if you stuck with me this long, thanks for sticking. Um, peace to the planet. Bye. So weak.